Exclusive, where we have accessed the intelligence inputs behind this crackdown. The suspects arrested today have been involved in mobilizing sympathy for the PFI both at home, locally, and also abroad, internationally. These suspects were planning riots and attacks across the country, and the suspects have made calls out of India for money and legal assistance. The suspects have links with terrorists and wanted to repeat the Delhi riots of 2020. While also trying to mobilize a certain level of sympathy. So you're trying to play the victim card here and then weaponize victimhood. That's the next layer. So a two-pronged strategy. Pathikrit Pain.
Yeah, Anand, I would rather say that there are three-pronged strategy. First would invariably be that they are one thing that PFI has no shortage of is funds. So they will be waiting to actually fight it out legally, and that's why the government is taking its own time to ban it, because it will try to secure all the flanks before you get into the legal tangle. Second is definitely they will try to play the victim card, and that is where I think the counter narrative is so very important, and it has to be told that PFI is one such organization which trained its cadre to join the same very ISIS which went into the Middle East, and it killed more Muslims than anybody else. And that is where, if they are trying to create a victim card, they are trying to play by saying that they are Muslims, so they are being targeted. That's a completely false narrative that has to be fought on a daily basis through counter-information warfare. Third, definitely, Anand, is the issue of how do you deal with the radicalized lot. It's for sure to have radicalized millions of people. I mean, you can ban the organization. That is very much important, because you need to create a fear in the minds of people. And in the eyes of a law, an overground elite worker is as much prosecutable as an underground worker is. So that has to be created. But at the same time, they would try to, of course, that is the nature of hybrid organizations in the era of fifth generation warfare. They would try to use the social media. They would try to use other means to evolve. And that is why it is important to understand that it's not a one-off thing. It is not like one Balakot strike. It has to be a continuous process. You have to keep an eye on how it evolves. And I'm sure there will be telltale signs of how this evolution will happen. It happened through Simit, through PFI as well. Perhaps somewhere our focus went somewhere else. That should not happen. These organizations now know how you can camouflage it in the name of social organizations, in the name of political activism, and in the name of fighting for human rights. I think that today the agencies know very well how to fight it out. But I still believe the government will not be in a hurry to ban it, because once you ban and the legal wrangle starts, you have to prove everything. And unfortunately, our laws are such that you have to actually prove everything over there. Is it possible to ban? Is it possible to ban without banning? Is one big question. Can we use certain mechanisms to cripple their finances, make the cost of associating with this organization dear, and weaken this organization to such a level that they themselves wither away? But after flushing out every single radical element who is perhaps associated with this group, and they have a particular intent with respect to the DNA of our country and what they want to do here. Right now, we are cutting visuals from Chennai. Let's go straight across to Purnima, who's joining us from where we are given to understand some PFI and its affiliate organization sympathizers, members are organizing a protest. Whereabouts are you, Purnima?
Well, this is Alandur, where different Muslim organizations gathered and are staging protests against the raids that were conducted across the country. Remember, apart from the Muslim organizations, VCK, which is an ally of the DMK, VCK members are also participating in the protest. While the DMK so far has not issued a statement or reacted on the raids that were conducted or taken a stance, the ally of the DMK, VCK, is now staging protests in support of the PFI. So we'll have to wait and see how this pans out. But this is the second protest today in Chennai. Earlier, a small group again protested, and PFI members here say that the protests will only intensify and are lashing out at the central government, saying that the raids are politically motivated, while there's evidence gathering on the way the PFI has been functioning so far.
Now, who are these people who are on stage, and what is it that is being said? Because there seem to be at least 100, 150 people present there at this gathering. Are they asking for collections or fundraising to be done to support the legal cases of the PFI? Are they claiming that the members of the PFI are innocent? What is being said? And you are saying they are allies of the ruling disposition, the DMK.
Well, on stage, you can find members of different Muslim organizations, apart from the PFI and SDPI members. And also VCK, an ally of the DMK. You can find members of the VCK also sharing the dice with the Muslim organizations, and they are now lashing out at the central government, especially Home Minister, and they're also saying that in fact they're lashing out at both RSS as well as the central government, saying that there is no evidence and that they are not involved in any fraudulent activities, and these raids were only to gain political mileage. That's what they are saying right now. And ADMK so far have not reacted on the raids. But VCK, an ally of the DMK, members of the VCK, if I can ask my camera person to show you, members of the VCK are there sitting on the stage and sharing the dice with the Muslim organization. So,
Right, so you're saying that there are the allies of the DMK who are now stepping up and coming out in support of the PFI and the SDPI, standing there and trying to goad other Muslim organizations to step out and step up onto the streets. Now, this confirms the fact that there will be an effort to raise sympathy, to try and get a certain amount of public traction and societal traction for them. They will also use this to perhaps create societal unrest and mayhem to try and further build pressure so that the crackdown is eased off. There is easing of pressure as far as the PFI is concerned. This is a classic trying to play the victim game so that you can use the very society you want to corrupt and control eventually, that turns around to come up and step up for you and defend you. Nirmalji, how does government counter such a strategy? They are aware this is what they're going to try and do.
Very unfortunate thing. Very unfortunate that in every opportunity, I mean, we see an opportunity, political parties see an opportunity. Every problem like this, which is so connected to internal security and nation security, they see only vote bank. It's only their vote bank politics which is getting it. So vote bank, this is not the time for vote bank politics. These allies of the political parties, of the ruling party or the opposition, they should not see it as a vote bank opportunity, which unfortunately they do all the time. But our nationality, our national interest has to transcend, whatever these smaller identities are, our vote bank and our political party and whatever it is.
Right.
So, but they are unable to see it, so it's a tough task for the government. And I don't think banning it in a hurry is going to get any advantage for the government. So they'll have to do their homework before they go ahead and, decide to ban it.